Hey everybody, thanks for joining the Grossmont Union High School District AI PLC. This is the first one of these little asynchronous activities that we'll do between our once a month meetings. And these are optional, but they're designed to make you have a great experience with the AI PDs. So if you're doing these activities before the PD session, you're going to get more out of it. You're going to be better prepared. If you don't do it, no big deal. You'll still get a lot out of the AI PLC. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we get a copy of this questionnaire. If you just click on the link, it'll open up as this copy. You'll click make a copy, and you're going to have this document here. And so this document is just some really general questions, list 2 to 3 repetitive activities, put as much detail as you want to. Obviously the concept of good in, good out, bad out plays a role here. So the more information, the more detail you can add to these responses, the better off the output's going to be when you run this through AI, because you're going to put this in AI and you're going to get an action plan. Think of the last couple lesson plans. How do you grade assignments? How often do you write emails? Describe some routines in your classroom that you do repeatedly. If you had like one awesome project that you've thought about building, but you just can't because you haven't had the time, or you don't have the skills, you don't have the resources. Like imagine you had someone to work with you to build this thing. What would it be? And then tell us a little bit about yourself. You don't include your name or anything, just information. And so here's an example of mine filled out. You can go ahead and do more or less, but you definitely want to get this document filled out. Now, once you get this document filled out, we're going to put it into AI in one of two ways. So if you are comfortable connecting to Google Drive, you can go ahead and click this plus symbol in Google Gemini, go to Google Drive, and then you can search for the title of the file here. And you'll find it. I can see it's right here. It's not the filled out one though. You'll find it, and you can go ahead and have AI review it that way. The other method is to just download it. So I'm going to take this version, and I'm going to choose File, Download as PDF. You can also use Markdown. PDF or Markdown are the two that I would recommend. Use PDF. Downloads it as PDF, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to attach it. So whether you upload it as a PDF file or you connect it to your Google Drive is up to you, but you're going to get this little icon up here, and it shows that now Gemini has this as context. Before we go any further, I just realized I forgot to show you something. Up top here, there's the Pro model and the Flash model. Anytime you're going to do reasoning and thinking, and it's not just like a quick question answer, you want to make sure that you're using the Pro version. So if you have it right now, switch to the Pro version. You might need to re-upload the file. And then once you've got the Pro version, you're going to come to this link right here to get this prompt. And this is the prompt. And you're just going to copy the prompt and paste it into Gemini. So now what you've done is you've given Gemini some instructions, and you've given them the context to work with these instructions on. So this is basically telling the AI to analyze your teacher workflow questionnaire, and then design a couple of things for you in Gemini and Notebook that you can do to help save you time and help improve your students' outcomes. And so when I hit go, submit, it's going to read that questionnaire, and it's going to read the prompt, and then it's going to start to produce some information for me. It's going to create 3 things. The first thing is a set of prompts that I, the teacher, can use to save time and improve learner outcomes. The second is a set of student-facing prompts that your students could use with your class, with your curriculum, to help them. Not to answer questions and do their work for them, but to help them learn and understand your instructions. And then the third thing is a list of resources that you should have available to you at the AI PD on the 16th, I think it is. Let me see, what date is it? on the 16th, so that way you can use Gemini and Notebook LM effectively with these resources, because the tools are great on their own with just you typing, but they're even better when you can add more context, more resources, so they get a better understanding of what you and your students are doing. And so here we've got a list of 5 prompts that as a teacher, I can start to use these, right? So I'm going to read the instructions, use this prompt the way it says, and just kind of become familiar with it. Then there's some student prompts, and I can look at what it's telling for my student prompts, and go ahead and experiment with some of those from a student's perspective. And then this is what I need to have available to me as I start that PD on the 16th. And if you don't have all these available to you, it's not the end of the world, but the goal is to get, some of these things pulled together so that you can put it into the AI tools and see what we can do with them. So things like your lesson plans, your schedule, maybe some emails from parents, maybe some of your responses to those emails, some sample student work, some grading rubrics, all of those things, your syllabus, all of those things are going to really add a lot of value to you in the PD. So go ahead and go through this process. First of all, you got to make a copy of the questionnaire, fill it out. When you fill it out, download a copy and then use this prompt with it. Go ahead and look at the response that it gives you for the resources to organize, and you're going to want to make sure you have those available for you for the PD session, and then test out 1 or 2 of the ideas that it gives you, and just experience it. You might get a great response, you might not get a great response, and that's okay. What's important is that you're learning the workflow of how to use Gemini and kind of what it can do. And then on the meeting on the 16th, I'm going to demo a couple of quick things for y'all, and then we're going to do some guided practice where we're working together to kind of update some of these prompts to work with some of our use cases. And then we're going to have some time to go ahead and do the questionnaire review and learn how to refine some of the suggestions that it gives you. And then the last 30 minutes of the session is going to be you guys work on whatever you want to work on, and I'm going to be there available to answer questions and do some screen sharing with you to support you. And so that's kind of the routine that we're going to have, and we'll modify it as we go on. Hopefully we have 10 to 15 people on a regular basis that are attending. If we have more, we can always accommodate more, and if we have less, that just means there'll be more one-on-one time for me to work with y'all. So I really appreciate the support with this. Looking forward to working with all of you, and email me if you have any questions.